So, how are these golf balls really made? Let's find out. So Kenny, from the core of the golf ball to hitting it out of bounds on the first tee, tell me how a golf ball is made here at Liberty, South Carolina.
So there is an immense amount of work and process that happens between that and it ending up out of bounds. And I think when we get done with the tour, you'll have a whole different level of appreciation.
Absolutely.
I know I do. I can hit one out of bounds or in the water, and it breaks your heart after you see what's going into making it, right? So we'll get started first with the first piece of the process, which is our mantle cool room.
Okay.
So we'll start there and we'll work our way through the factory, and we'll end up in the end where we're actually putting the golf ball in the sleeve and we're putting it in the box and it's off to the consumer.
Posting it all to our viewers. Good stuff. Should we do it?
We should do it.
Happy days. So how long has this factory been here?
So we've been here for 10 years in this location.
Okay.
They existed, I don't know the exact number, but several years prior to that, maybe 30 miles from here.
Okay.
But this facility's been 10 years.
10 years, okay. Is there more factories around in the world for TaylorMade for golf balls?
So there is in the world. We are the only presence in the United States.
Sure. So how many members of staff roughly do we have working?
So we have right at 300 people.
300 people?
Yeah, 300 people in the building.
Okay, and are you guys open 24/7 as well? Maybe?
Yes, I laugh and joke. Sometimes if there were an 8th day, we'd find a way to run it, right?
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's around the clock. We do take major holidays. I think people need to spend time with their family.
Sure.
So we take those down, but other than that, it's just wide open.
I guess golf never sleeps, right?
Never sleep.
No. Right, where are you taking me?
So this is the beginning of the process.
Okay.
So the mantle, so I use sometimes mantle and core interchangeably,
Of course, yeah.
so you'll hear both of those. But this is where the process begins. The mantles and cores are made in Asia,
Yes.
and then they're shipped into Liberty. So the first thing that we do in Liberty is we do quality income and receive and inspection.
Okay.
We make sure that it's the right type, the right size, the right everything. There's all these parameters wrapped
Sure.
around it. The important piece of this to maintain consistency is to have it at a certain temperature
Right.
and under a certain humidity.
Okay, I
So
see.
there's two attributes we have to meet. One is time,
Yep.
and the other one is temperature. So those barcodes that you see that are on the hoppers there,
Yep.
so there's a whole lot of data that's recorded there. So if I try to scan a hopper too early
Yeah.
or not at temperature, will not allow you to move it
Oh,
forward.
really? Okay.
That's one of the ways that we control that.
And what temperature is it can control that?
So we're trying to hit that, we're trying to maintain that below 60. We want to
Okay.
be at 56.5, so where we have the room now.
That's cold.
30, yeah, so we could go in there for a few minutes, but after a few minutes, we're going to want a coat or a parka, right?
Yeah, putting off the jumper.
So
on. Okay.
it's a very cold room.
I see. So the different colours that we can see here of the mantles, is that to categorise which type of golf ball it is?
It is.
Okay.
That's a great point. So part of that is, that's a fail-safe and a very easy one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know that, a TP5 is a certain color, a 5X is another color, and I can't mess that up.
Yeah.
You could argue that if you had people that were colorblind,
That'd
but
be a problem.
yeah, but that's one of the ways that we keep that separated.
Okay. So how long are these mantles kept in this room for?
Up to 8 hours, and
Wow,
they can be
okay.
sooner. It can be sooner
Yeah.
if they meet temperature,
Okay.
because
so-
that's really what we're after is
Right.
that certain temperature.
Okay, interesting. 8 hours. 8 hours is quite a long time in terms of this is already, I think, people could think a golf ball takes no time at all. But
I mean, this is only the first step.
yeah, it's a long process. Right. Looks complicated.
It's very complicated. Very. So what you're looking at is the most advanced cast urethane molding line in the world. It is highly automated. It's a major investment. But as we spoke earlier in the day, there are 30 different attributes and checkpoints in that line alone to protect the quality of the product.
Right. What type of inspections do you guys do? If you go from an example.
We've got things as simple as I'm going to check the weight,
Yeah.
right? And then we've got things as advanced as I'm going to use artificial intelligence, deep learning to look at different attributes of the ball.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Yeah, that is good. It shows how much detail you guys go into here just for a golf ball. People think it's a tiny little thing made out of feathers like 50 years ago, but I think it's changed quite a bit, hasn't
Takes
it?
a lot of technology, a lot of people, and a lot of time. So that's cast urethane. So our cast urethane line, this one's capable of doing roughly 90,000 dozen a month on its own.
90,000
dozen. So that's something we get used to here.
Yeah.
Instead of talking pieces, you talk dozens.
Dozens, okay. How many golf balls does this factory churn out a year?
We're sitting about 3 million to 3.2 million dozen a year right now.
Are you trying to make that number higher?
Absolutely.
Have you got a forecast tool that you can tell me roughly?
We would like to be around 4.2 within the next year and a half, 2 years.
Half of those are mine as well.
Well, I lose a lot.
So between me and you, we get about 2
We've got
million
it
of those.
covered. That's right. That's right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's so many. So many. Now I kind of understand as to the 24/7 aspect of it as well, to churn out that many. I'm assuming you have quite punchy targets here as well as to what you do. And as you should as well, being Team TaylorMade. All right, what's next? Should we go?
Next step of the process.
Good stuff. Right, where are we now, Kenny?
So we've gone past urethane. We put a cover on the ball.
Yeah.
So now we have to prep that surface.
Okay.
So there's a process next that requires a smooth surface. It requires some things to be done. That's the department we're in. There's, if you will, there's some rough edges that we're going to smooth out.
With all these machines that I can see behind me that are just pumping out golf balls, how long is this individual process here?
So this is pretty quick. There isn't a lot of wait time.
Okay.
So in the process, there is some cure time at certain points.
Yeah.
Right, we talked about mantle having to cure.
Yeah.
There's some other pieces of the process where it's specific.
Okay.
This isn't, so you can move really fast.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
And we typically, you know, we're on that 10,000 dozen a day cadence. I have extra capacity in here, so we can actually do more than that.
Right.
You can do that 10,000 dozen in less than 24 hours. Let's call it, 20, 21 hours.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, and this is a surface prep area.
Yeah, it's only going to get better, isn't it?
That's right. So next we'll move into where we actually start to finish the ball.
Yeah, I find it so cool. I think for some of the viewers to see, when you think of a TaylorMade TP5, you think of the logos and everything on this. What we've been able to see in this tour today is like hundreds, if not thousands, of just plain white golf balls that don't have any logos on them that are a TaylorMade TP5. For me to wrap my head around that is so weird because they look like range balls almost because they've got no branding on them. So it's really cool to see the process of them going from that, as you said, to get the finishing and packaging them up.
So they're really moving past this point. They're going to really, each ball's going to get a real identity.
I see. So right now, you've got the performance kind of already ticked off, and now is when you get the personality of the golfer, would you say?
Yep, a little bit of, so you're putting that performance in every step, but yes, now you're going to get some personality to it.
Well, this is the fun part, I think.
It's the fun part, that's
Cool,
right.
I see it.
All right, let's move on. Now we're going to move into what we call our paint department. So we're actually going to start applying the white coats of paint, which is a finished ball. You start to really see that beautiful white glow. Up until now, we're kind of dull. We're surface prep. We're going to move into that now.
So this is where we're putting the makeup on the ball a little bit.
We're going to
make it
put the
look good.
makeup on.
Okay, let's see it. I'm excited for this bit. Right, Kenny, this to me seems a little bit more like a place that you find at a doctor's or a hospital rather than a
A
pool.
lot of people walking around in white coats, right?
Very, very smart people, I imagine, as well, to do stuff like this. What is this place? What are we seeing
So
here?
what we're going to do now is we're going to start giving, the ball has identity, but it's not visible on the outside. So we're going to work on that now. Now we're going to say, is it a tour response? Is it a TP5? Is it a 5X? And we're also going to, as we walk further, you'll see the pitch machine, which is our multi-head pad print technology, right? Which produces the pitch ball.
Yeah, I don't think anyone watching this video will have any idea as to that machine over there and thinking that would make pretty much the entire PIX population from TaylorMade. Let's see it, this should be fun. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Don't know if we can show you that, but those are some pretty cool balls in there. So that is, again, how many golf balls are in this?
So that's a great question. Usually there's anywhere from 400 to 410 dozen is in a hopper.
Right, wow.
And that's how we move the product through the factory all day long.
Why between that amount, 400 to 410 dozen? Was there a certain reason? Is it weight? Is it practicality?
We would have gone bigger, but then you get into ergonomic issues. Now a big lad like yourself can push a great big one, right?
400 dozen-ish. That's a great number, yeah.
So let's focus in on the pitch machine and talk a little bit. So we're giving the balls that we're doing here, we talked this morning about the new 24, which we're calling the PIX 3.0.
Yeah.
That is stamped on the machines that we're in front of entirely.
Yeah.
So the important piece of that is when you look at that ball, those emblems are the same location on every ball, and you want that repeatable, right? So in order to do that, we have to rotate, we call it clocking. We have to rotate that ball a certain amount of degrees, stamp that ball, rotate it, stamp that ball, and that has to be precise. So all of that is controlled in the control and automation aspect of the equipment. And we have some really smart people that tune that.
You say it's on the exact same spot every single time. Is there no discrepancy at all with that? If it's 0.0001 millimeters, somehow Is that go?
We're going to catch it.
Yeah, you're gonna kill it. Wow. Okay. So there really is no leeway at all in terms of that.
And that's where the AI, the deep learning AI, that's where that comes into play. Because you and I, we couldn't do that.
I see.
We're different, our eyes are different, but with AI automation going in depth, it can make those decisions for us.
So you have, for that QA period, you have an array of obviously AI, but also human trial as well, putting it forwards. Do you have people, when these balls come out, do you have people looking at them as well?
Absolutely.
You do, okay. So
and that's a great point. Now you're getting to the different levels of how we control quality, because we still have to audit it. We trust it, we believe it, we know it's smart, but we're going to audit it.
Yes.
So we come out at routine intervals throughout the shift, and we make sure. We take audit samples, those are gone through, and we get the results of that. So you're always double checking.
Good, so computers aren't taking over the world just
Not yet. If you watch the news, it sounds like they are.
Maybe in 10 years or so, but not right now. So how many times does this, so I can just look at that, how many times is this ball going through this and getting punched? How many times?
We can actually do it 16 times. There's 16 plates. Okay. So you're going over and picking up ink on a surface, you're coming back and stamping that. So in the balls we were looking at earlier, that could be the black outline. Well, then I've got to go get the color, right? And then I've got to go get another piece of black line. So I can't do it all at one time.
If you were to, because you say you've got the PIX 3.0 going on here, if you were to change that into another variation that you have certain array of, how do you go about doing that? Does that take a while to go through? Can you just plug and play almost? I feel like it's not going to be plug and play.
So it used to take a really long time.
Okay.
And to the tune of 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And over the period of 3 years, we've reduced that time down to a little over an hour. Sometimes we're a little less than an hour. Okay. And we did that through continuous improvement.
Right.
And that's quick change fixtures. That's things that why are we doing that? Ask those questions. Why are we doing that? How can we do it better? Okay. And we want to get it even further. Yeah. What you want to be able to do is have a seamless changeover. We're not there, but we'll keep pursuing.
I'm sure you'll be. Right, that was incredible. What's next now? Now the balls have a somewhat identity.
Yeah, now we've got an identity. We know what we are. We're ready. Now we got to pack it out. Right. So we're actually going to go into sleeves, into trays and lids, and we're going to go off to the consumer.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you've got that there as well. Let's see it. This will be fun. Right, Kenny, I think there's there's too many golf balls behind me. What is this place? You think it's now packaging up, now getting ready to send to our viewers and the consumers?
That's exactly right. So we're complete with the process. We've gone through inspection. Everything is good. These are sitting in queue waiting to be packed out.
Right, so these are all perfect
good balls.
These
beautiful, the best in the world.
Yeah, so you can see just by here, I've got Tour Response Stripe in blue. We've got an array of golf balls here though, don't we? So I can see over there as well, we've got the new PIX 3.0, and these are all categorized as well, which is which. How do we get from this to the finished product, to in the box ready for someone to open for Christmas on their birthday?
Let's go take a look at it.
Yeah, let's do it. If we'd known each other longer, I'd jump on one of those, but I think I'll probably get fired.
So everything that we saw a second ago when you picked the stripe ball up, it's waiting and queued up to be final packed. And that's what we're going to look at now.
So these balls that we can see behind us there, they're going straight to the consumer, is that correct?
They'll go to a distribution center, sure. And then we also have the e-com facet, which is direct to consumer. You could order 3 dozen golf balls, they're coming straight to your house, so we handle both.
Okay, wow. I mean, I'm looking at the machines that we just walked past as well. I can see, and what kind of marvels me a little bit here is the sleeves of golf balls that we can see. Is that done by humans? Is that done by computers as to how it's put into?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. So there's a little bit of human interaction here. Yeah. One of the examples behind us is we're going down a path of what's called a cobot. Okay. So it's a robot that's actually allowed to work around you and I.
In terms of this factory here in Liberty, what's next? If you're looking at the next 5 years, are you just trying to upscale it as much as possible?
Upscale as much as possible and continue to drive as much innovation into the process. Yeah. Because again, we control the process. Quality is the process, not the product. The product is the end result of a process well defined and controlled through our QMS program, and that's where our emphasis is going to be. Yeah. We'll automate where we can, we'll take advantage of AI and deep learning, but all of that is to build that process even better than it is today.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's been an absolute delight, Kenny. Thank you very much for the trip.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Cheers. Right, so I think I've found my ball for 2024, but I'm not going to reveal that just yet. Guys, let me know what you thought of the TaylorMade golf ball factory in Liberty, South Carolina. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes of making a perfect golf ball that I wasn't even aware of. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a like. And if you are new to Golf Magic, make sure you smash that subscribe button to improve your game going into 2024. Could it be a new golf ball? Could it be a new driver? We'll find out. Till the next video, guys. See you later.